Prince William is reportedly furious after a shocking and deeply unsettling comment allegedly made by Prince Andrew toward Princess Kate, a remark described by insiders as not only inappropriate but also downright rude, igniting a storm of anger within the royal household and pushing already simmering tensions to the brink of eruption, with whispers from palace corridors suggesting that William's patience has worn dangerously thin and that he is now more determined than ever to see his disgraced uncle fully and permanently exiled from the public face of the monarchy, a decision that would send shockwaves through the centuries-old institution and forever alter the fragile balance of its family dynamics. For while disagreements and differences of opinion have long been part of royal life, rarely have they spilled so dramatically into the open with such personal stakes at play, especially when the subject of the remark is someone as respected, admired, and beloved by the public as the Princess of Wales, whose dignified presence and unwavering commitment to duty have long been a cornerstone of the monarchy's public image, making any affront toward her not only a personal insult to William but a perceived affront to the very institution she so diligently serves, and those who have observed the Windsors over the years know well that personal loyalty, family honor, and the safeguarding of reputations are pillars of their internal code, pillars that, in this case, seem to have been shaken to their core, with reports from close aides and trusted friends indicating that William's frustration with Andrew has been brewing for years, particularly since the Duke of York's catastrophic fall from grace over his controversial associations and his subsequent withdrawal from public duties, a withdrawal that was meant to shield the monarchy from further damage but which has instead left Andrew in a limbo state, neither fully banished nor fully rehabilitated, a state that William reportedly sees as both untenable and potentially damaging to the future of the crown, especially as he prepares for his eventual role as king, for in his vision of the monarchy's future, there is no room for figures who could tarnish the carefully rebuilt image of the royal family, and in this latest clash, the stakes feel higher than ever, because the target of Andrew's alleged rudeness is not just a fellow royal, but the woman who stands beside the heir to the throne, who has endured the glare of the world's spotlight with grace and resilience, who has weathered relentless media scrutiny and public expectation while raising 3 young children, and whose popularity remains one of the monarchy's strongest assets in maintaining public support. And so when reports began circulating of Andrew's offhand yet cutting remark, its exact wording still closely guarded by those within the palace, there was a collective intake of breath, for such words, whether uttered in jest or malice, strike at the heart of family unity and personal respect, and for William, whose protective instincts toward Kate have always been evident, the idea that a member of his own family, and not just any member but his own uncle, would speak in such a way is more than an offense. It is an unforgivable breach of trust, and those who know William well say that once his trust is broken, it is rarely, if ever, repaired, and this is why the calls from within his circle for Andrew to be removed entirely from royal engagements, events, and even the extended inner workings of family gatherings have grown louder, with some suggesting that the Prince of Wales is now quietly but firmly building the case for Andrew's complete exile, a move that would not only be a personal decision but also a strategic one aimed at safeguarding the monarchy's long-term survival, for the royal family is no stranger to scandal, but in an age where public perception can make or break an institution, even the appearance of division or impropriety can erode the trust that has been so painstakingly maintained, and as this saga unfolds, it raises pressing questions about the future role of each member of the royal household, about the balance between forgiveness and accountability, and about how much one family can endure before its fractures become too deep to mend. And yet amid all this tension, the public cannot help but watch with fascination, for royal drama has always held a magnetic pull, drawing us into a world where the stakes are higher, the players more glamorous, and the consequences far-reaching, and as whispers continue to swirl through the gilded halls of Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle, one thing remains clear: this is not just a story about a rude comment, but about the future of the monarchy itself, about the battle between tradition and change, about a man preparing for kingship and the lengths he will go to protect both his family and the crown. And as we wait to see whether Prince Andrew's place within the royal fold will finally be severed once and for all, we are left to wonder whether this latest scandal will be the breaking point that forces a family, already tested by loss, scandal, and shifting public tides, to make the most difficult choice of all. Will blood ties prevail, or will the crown demand its own ruthless justice? For more royal updates, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment, for your opinion is a blessing in disguise.